Next, we are deeply honored to hear from our esteemed chief guest, the highly accomplished and influential editor of the Telegraph T2, Smita Roy Chowdhury, a distinguished voice in Indian journalism who will share her insightful reflections on Tagore's life and enduring legacy. Ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Um Thank you, Excella Books and Muktadhara, for inviting me to this event. So this is the first time I'm attending this event. Now, I am honestly, I will admit at the beginning that I'm not prepared or armed with a speech here, because I confirmed my participation at the last minute. I was supposed to travel out of the country, but due to the ongoing political turmoil, my trip got cancelled, and my very good friend Julie told me that I need to be here, so I am here. More to be enlightened, which I have already been by three extremely engaging and enlightening speeches before me. So I'm just here to listen and not really speak to you. But then Shudipto tells me, please, 2 lines so boltei hobe apnake eschen jokhon. So I said, ঠিক আছে, what can we, I mean, ঠিক আছে, I'm not prepared, but it's Tagore, you can always say 2 lines. So I can only speak to what Tagore means in my life, what, Tagore is to me. So like all, and the emotions. So like all Bengalis, we have grown up reading Tagore short stories first, tapore novels, Gorbaire, then obviously Tagore's music is a different thing, and it is, I think, uh, it's a part of all of our daily lives. Tagore is a part of our daily lives. Unlike anybody else or any other work of literature or any other author. But what I feel is Tagore is that way very, very universal. But again, at the end of the day, he's deeply personal. So the way each one in this room relates to a work of Tagore will be different. Be it a short story or a play or a novel or a song, it speaks to each one in its own way. And it evokes different emotions among every one of us. And so always Tagore has been a part of our lives, but it became a very in a strict routine in my life when my children were born. So my children are teenagers now, like they're grown up, 17-year-old and 15-year-old. But when my children were like 2, 3 years old, so Robindra Sangit was their bedtime music. So I had these CDs of Shahana Bajpai, Arnab Chaudhuri and all that, which was their bedtime music. Not a lot of people think that 2 বছরের বাচ্চা 3 বছরের বাচ্চা bedtime music রবীন্দ্রসঙ্গীত শুনবে, but that is what I did to my children. And এভরি ডে মানে দিনে সারাদিন অনেক রকম মিউজিক, নার্সারি রাইমস, কার্টুনস, এই ওই দেখে সারাদিন যখন ঘুমাতে যাবে, the lights are off, that deeply personal moment with me and them in the room, then it is Robindra Sangit that will play. And that's music, that CD, Shahana Bajpai CD, I think had songs like Hola Hawa and Jochna Rate, Odeko Ghume, Ornober Golai. So those compilation of songs, and that became a daily routine. And as a result, they grew up, and then ছোটবেলা থেকে বিভিন্ন রকমের রবীন্দ্রসঙ্গীত শুনেছে, but the way it has become part of their life, I don't think any other work of literature or culture has been, because they have, imbibed it and accepted. I think that is the beauty of Tagore, that, we have been able to pass it to the next generation. And the next generation, I'm hoping will pass it on to further generations, but every generation accepts it in their own way. They accept it in their own way, they relate to it in their own way. So today when my son maybe is traveling in a car or on a long drive, he will listen to Tagore, apart from his, along with his other kinds of music. So that is the beauty of Tagore, the way he has transcended various generation. And not just song, they are not great readers, but obviously as a part of their school curriculum they have read a lot of works of Tagore. The way Tagore has made certain things simple and concepts for them, like for instance una Japaner upor je lekhata, they had that in their text. So the way mane the simple way in which he describes the Japanese culture and minimalism. The minimalism of the Japanese culture to a young child's mind, I mean, it is a very different concept. When born in India, we do not have minimalism. আমাদের তো concept, আমাদের life a concept of minimalism নেই almost. So, but the way he describes it and the way the child soaks it in, I have seen it happen. So it is, that is the beauty of Tagore, you know. He can speak to people of every age, every generation. I think even transcend language in, because he's been, I mean, translated into so many languages. So he's transcended all kind of, you know, that way, that boundaries. And so that is, I think, the beauty of Tagore. That is what Tagore has been to very personally to me, and I can see my sons, and I would like to believe that's how Tagore is being passed on through generations and will be done, I mean, for decades and centuries to come. So that's the little thing I wanted to share from a very personal perspective. Thank you.